everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel, and this is your tip of the week. I get a lot of comments every week from viewers who say, I wish I knew how to select my fabrics and how to coordinate them. I get it all the time. So I'm going to give you some suggestions on how to use two fabrics and the things that you can do with them. For instance, this is a light turquoise, and then this is a print that's primarily a turquoise. It has a little bit of brown in it. So all I did was just overlap two pieces of fabric here and created this little look. Now I could have used turquoise buttons, but because it had the little bit of brown in it, that's why I chose this. Now I'm going to show you how to take this striped fabric and twist it around to create a unique pattern. So I created the same back of this little pillow as it was on the other one, but on the front I just have the striped fabric. And this is what is commonly called a four patch, taking four squares and putting them together, but they're usually different colors. But on this one, I did the four patch by pointing the stripes in a different direction to give it this unique pattern. So here is another suggestion for using two colors is I have a half square triangle design here. And in a moment, I'm going to show you how to take a half square triangle and create it into something really unique. So on the third pillow of this little grouping, I have the half square triangle on the back also. So if when the pillow form is inside and you looked at this, you're going to see one color on one side, and then if you looked at it from the side on the other one. So by just using two different prints, or a solid and a print, you can create a unique different grouping of pillows that you can put on your sofa, and they all go really well together. Let me show you one more. Now I'm going to show you how to make another pillow grouping using three different fabrics. So there's this print right here. It has sort of a kind of a French theme to it, and then I have stripe it on the other side, and then I have this lattice on the other fabric. So on the back of the pillow is this particular one, and then on the front I have the stripes. So here's where the three colors come in: the black, the gray, and the cream are all on this. Now this background has a little bit more of a white than a cream, but it all works really well together. So on this next one, I have the stripe on the back and the lattice on the front. And let me show you one more. On this one, the lattice is on the back, and then the print is on the front. But one more is here. The stripe is in the piping. So this is the backs of the pillows. So here's the three fabrics. And then when you turn it over, you see the other three fabrics, but in a different place. Here's one more. This is my favorite one that I've made, and that's this black, yellow, gray, and a cream color. And then on the back is just the solid black. So now on this one, there's a black little square right here, but in the middle is another square. How did I do this? I started out with a square. Then there's a little strip of fabric here and here. Stitch those together. Then cut another piece of fabric going the other way on each side. Stitch that together. Then repeat that. Smaller pieces here, longer pieces here. And then on the back, it's the same fabric. And then here's one more. This one, I've introduced a third print. It's the same color as the yellow. Now I have 4 black squares with little sashing pieces. So these 3 were stitched together, then these 3, a sashing piece in between. You build these together and then continue that by adding on around. And then this is here. So when you're looking at your fabrics, look at the most complicated print, which would be this one with the large flowers on it. It's got all of the colors in it. Look for fabrics that have the same color. When your fabric designers make a new line of fabric, they purposely coordinate the colors to make it easier for you, the customer, to coordinate everything. And they're usually right next to each other on the shelf. When you go into a quilt fabric shop, they have their fabrics very organized in there. Often when you go into a store like Joann's, the customers get in there and get a little sloppy, and sometimes things get moved around. But even in Joann's, they will put the colors that work well together right next to each other. I'm going to give you some suggestions as to how you can take your pillows or even table runners. You could do something like this on the end of a table runner. But how to embellish them without having to sew a lot of little pieces of fabric, making quilt sections, blocks. It's very confusing, especially if you're a beginner. So this is just one piece of fabric on the background. This is ribbon. It's polyester ribbon, so it can be washed. All I did was miter the corners of the ribbon, so stitched them together. On your quilting ruler is a 45-degree line. You take that 45-degree line and you put it on the edge of whatever you're trying to cut, and then cut the ends off, and it will be at a perfect 45-degree angle. Then you can stitch these together. So this makes a nice little unique design. Now here's another one using ribbon. Just almost plain fabric in the back. It's all one color. But I found ribbons that worked well with it. When it makes you feel good, it's usually the right colors. If you're looking at it and you feel uncomfortable, it's probably not working. That's why it doesn't feel very good. But these are just overlapped and sort of weaved together at one end of a pillow, or one corner, I should say. Now this one is just denim fabric, and then it has lace trim laid out in kind of a tic-tac-toe setup there. And it gives kind of an old world feel, sort of an old-fashioned look. So go through your trims that you have and see what you can use to kind of spice up your pillows, just to make them look a little more unique. I also like to make pillows for outdoor, for the patio area. And I'm going to show you some patterns that I've done on pillows for the outdoors. And this is a really simple pattern to create. So I'm going to show you how quickly you can make this. So what you need to do is take 2 squares of fabric that are the same size, and you're going to bring front sides together, pretty sides, right sides. And then take a long ruler and line it up and draw a line right down the center. Then go out 1/4 inch and draw another line all the way across. Go on the other side of that center line and do the same thing. So you have 3 lines that are 1/4 inch apart from each other. Then on the 2 outside lines, stitch on it. When you are done, put your ruler back down the center and cut this in half. So when you're done, you'll have 2 halves that look like this. You want to always press your seams. So I've pressed this seam here towards my darkest fabric. So then you would take your other piece and bring it on top. So you had 2 sections that you created, all out of stitching just a couple of seams. So to get that unique look that I showed you earlier, you're going to take and bring them to opposite sides. So I'm taking this print, putting it against the solid, and the solid over here against this print. Then you're going to turn it like this, so that this is what it looks like underneath. You're going to recreate the same thing. Draw a line down the center. Draw 2 more lines. Stitch on those 2 lines and then cut it in half. So when you're done, you'll have 2 halves that look like this. And when you open it up is how you have this unique design. So think about trying something like this even on your outdoor pillows or even on your indoor pillows. Make sure you check below your YouTube screen for the links to show you in more detail how to do this. One more little tip. I like to use outdoor fabric for my yard signs, but if you're not using outdoor fabric that's already been treated so that the water just runs off of it, use Scotch Guard or Never Wet and spray your outdoor pillows, even your outdoor yard garden flags. Spray them down so when it rains, it will just run off. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tip of the week and that you learned something new. If you're interested in getting more detailed information on how to do some of these, I'm going to have links below your YouTube screen in the description section that you can go to get that information. So scroll down below your YouTube screen, click on the word More. It will expand open and you will see the links appearing. Now don't forget to follow me on Instagram and make sure you go and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.